Hello YouTube, I am back today. Today's going to be a little shorter video stream here. Just going to be running after the patch that we had today and show you a little bit of the cleanup and loading this tier 3 wash plant today. Yeah, just a few changes with the audio and settings and stuff like that. So hopefully you guys can hear me a little better and the background noise and yeah, so today we're going to be mining this here, and I'll jump out and give you guys a look at what we're doing here today. Yes, I was mining a little bit off stream, so that way the video or stream would not be as long today. And was testing a few things out to make sure the numbers were correct after yesterday's inflated number, as you guys probably noticed. Pulling quite a bit of pay dirt, and as the the discussions that we were having, it was a little bit too much, but today it seemed like they backed it off with the patch that we got this morning. So I wanted to give you a little bit of pay dirt running. As you guys can tell, the mine looks a little different than the last time we left it off. So I definitely dug a little bit more off of stream. Sorry about that, guys. I know a lot of you guys would like to see everything that I'm doing, but since it was so, the golden numbers were so inflated yesterday, I figured I'd get in here and test a little bit before posting up a stream for you guys. Up is on my gold total at the top of the screen. That was a full run. It took a little bit over an hour to fill the wash plant and pulled about 28 ounces. Go ahead and show you my mat total right now at this moment, so that way you guys can see what my total is on the running time that I'm going to be doing for the stream and finishing out this dig on this plant for the day. And we'll see what we pull again. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get at that and start loading some dirt, and I'll show you what I was doing again. So without further ado, the Code Horizon team has been working really hard, guys, at making sure this game is balanced. And you know, the other day's patch was a little skewed pretty hard. I don't know what they were trying to do, but you know, the amount of gold that we were pulling was just insane, especially out of the smaller plant. It was just too much gold for my liking. So I'm really glad that they came out with this small patch this morning to fix that and address it. Okay, there we go. My machine had a little bit of a sound bug. Yeah, the engine sound was not working, so let's go ahead and turn that back off and on and get the fix work right. Seems like I might be running a little bit of a memory leak right now with the lag that I'm getting. In the last video, you guys will see, if you want to see where I have things set up, I'll go over a little bit briefly here today on how I have everything set up again. And moved my cleanup to the cleanup shack, because hey, we have it, right? Might as well use it. So just having things sitting around everywhere, and in the end of last stream I kind of cleaned everything up a little bit and stretched the video out a little bit too long. So we're going to go ahead and keep this a little shorter today. As you guys can tell, this cut's getting a lot bigger. Oh, dumping dirt all over the place, that's good. It's a good way to start out, right? I can go over the update real quick. Let me go ahead and tab out here and take a look at the thing on stream on Steam here. So bug fixes for today were too much gold from the wavetable and other machines. The headlight has been changed. Memory leak in the wash plant changed or fixed supposedly. Coiling cables is now displayed as an action while holding the power cord or hose. Other head bob option in game settings works only in game menu for now. That's what the little patch was for today, this morning. Doesn't look like I have water, so let me go ahead and back and fill my pump. This can's empty. I'm not sure, but the big power here seems to be taking around 700 gallons to fill. It runs for quite a while, guys. However, it does suck through the gas. It will definitely monster out your little mobile there. It'll crush its how much you got in there. Hey, Christopher, how's it going, man? So it seems like we got water again, so continue load and pay. And hopefully we can get this clean out going up as quick as possible and don't take us no 4 hours to load this plant. It seems like they also changed the amount of pay it takes to fill the mats on this plant, so I've also been noticing, see if I can get it to pop up here. When I'm in this cut, the walls will just glitch out and you'll see through the game. So they're definitely having quite a few little texture issues and stuff like that still, but it's not too big. They've been having those all along when you're in the cut and you're digging deep. Tomorrow's video I might be running the mobile wash plant a little farther out in the claim, just to kind of break it up a little bit, since I'm just sitting there watching me load a tier 3 plant the whole time, and move it around a little bit and see just do a little different aspect of the game. Because the loader can be a little monotonous as far as the back and forth just loading, but a lot of people are really wanting to see how these tier 3s operate and how much gold that we're getting out of them, but it's really hard, guys, to give you an accurate total of what these plants are capable of doing when they're still fixing the balancing issues with how much gold that we're getting. But I thought maybe I'd jump on today and just give you guys a little bit of a idea what this patch is looking like as far as cleanups and stuff go. You know, I could play 5 or 6 hours a day. I'm sure you guys probably don't want to see me watching me do the same thing over and over and over again. So I decided just to kind of do a lot of cleanup outside of streaming and bring you guys the meat and potatoes, right? But throughout the week, I'll probably be doing a little bit more extensive streaming towards the weekends. But we'll see the format here. What I'm gonna continue to do. If you guys have any questions or anything, feel free. Ask away. I'll try to get it back at your question as quickly as possible. My other monitor is not working still, so it's hard for me to see your comments as well because I'm playing full screen. So I will definitely be tapping in and out, looking maybe in between the loads and see what you guys are saying. Any type of conversation you guys want to have about Gold Rush the show, etc., I am down to talk about. Especially this week's episode, the first episode of the season. I've watched it over again today, and just the look on Parker's face was priceless when Todd Hoffman and them called. You know, it was it was pretty good. I don't think he was expecting that. See, there's the what I'm talking about. See the glitch? Where you can see through the wall. Hopefully it doesn't take me too long to fill the rest of this wash plant up. Get a clean out for you guys. We'll do a little bit of hand panning. We'll do a little wavetable. Wavetable seems to be working a lot better now today. Like I said, the gold totals are definitely not what they were yesterday. They definitely toned that down and fixed that bug. Hey Tristan, how's it going? How I got them in there is you just pretty much walk up in there and throw them in. There'll be a little little indicator on there. I'll show you when I go to take them out here. Shouldn't be too long in how I get them in there and how I get them out of there and where I put the screens and stuff like that when I am you know, taking them out, so I don't have to jump around too much. Just you sometimes get a little stuck inside the plant on the side, which I'll try to replicate for you guys and let you guys know how to get out of that situation so you don't have to reset your character every time it happens. There's a little trick that I've been using to get out of that situation. As you guys can tell, I definitely have a nice sized tailings pile starting to accumulate over here. Yeah, definitely when it's gonna come out on the consoles it'll be nice for you guys, especially if you're not playing it on PC. Right now, guys, we're going through a lot of bugs and a lot of pain and struggle trying to make sure this game's being tested still, especially in beta with the closed. I won't go too much into the closed because, you know, we're still under NDA now again because there's going to be content that's coming out and I don't want to break that NDA, so we'll try to make sure that we keep the discussions to what's currently in the game. and you know, hopefully I don't slip up and break NDA. So this is the cut that I've been working on. That little indent there, or not little, but big indent, is currently what it's taken to fill this wash plant. I forgot to mention that, sorry. Right now. The previous was me just doing the cut, and then on this cleanup, for the percentages that they're at, it's me pushing into that one area, so we can kind of get an idea of how much dirt it's going to actually take as a visual to see how much it's going to take to fill this wash plant up. Because, you know, I have not been bucket counting. I'll probably do that tomorrow. See how many actual full loads of dirt it takes to fill this damn thing. But it seems to be changing day to day because of the patches, so, you know, doing all this work every day and then they make a small little tweak, it's hours and hours of time that's not really relevant anymore. So I figure while I'm playing, we'll just kind of do a little bit of cleanouts and do it that way instead of trying to do this long scripted thing, you know. A little hard to reach back in here, but I'm getting close to bedrock from the buggy thing, so I might just start scraping along bedrock soon and just keep moving this way. So on the first cleanup that I did today to test it out, on one of the mats I ended up getting 6 ounces, and then on average the other mats seem to be about an ounce and a half, 2 ounces. I got a majority of my gold out of the duplex jig buckets, which is what really launched me up as I picked up the extra 18 ounces out of those 2 buckets. They were not full, but the mats were at 100%. So you said you're trying to put them in just like you did the thing, but they're not working. Is your whole plant put together and operating? You're just having a problem putting the mats in the actual placing them in. Are you getting a yellow icon showing that this is where the placement goes, or are you not even getting that at all either? It's a little hard to see where I'm driving there when the wall disappears, right? Can't even see what the heck's going on. It also seems like the dozer, or the loader here, seems to have a little bit more juice climbing up this hill, so I don't know if they tweaked that. I mean, obviously they did something, because yesterday and the day before or something like that, it was a lot slower climbing up this hill. I should test it out to see this next load, whether or not the diff lock, because before, without the diff lock on, I could not climb that hill. It would just sit there and spin and not want to roll. Okay, so your mats, one problem you might be having is this box right here. You don't put mats in this box. It's just a runoff sluice. I don't even know really why we have it. I don't know why there's no mats in it, or there's not another duplex jig. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. But this is, maybe this is for the, I don't know. Because technically the rock should be coming out the end of the trommel over here. They thought for some reason that they should just put another sluice in here. So I'm not sure. But yeah, they don't go in here. They go in this one right here. And so you have your duplex jig buckets. Your ladder. And then, so you see I have screens in there, and the mats go under them. So the mats first, then the screens on top. So if I take the screen out right now, I'll lose gold out of my mats, so we'll wait to do that here in a second. Because we're getting pretty full on that percent here. It shouldn't take too long. Yeah, but this is a pretty good size thing. And a lot of people are saying there's actually gold in this. I haven't tested that out yet, so I don't know. But the other thing that's interesting to me is that pay is actually accumulating outside of the cut, when before no pay would accumulate out here. So that leads me to believe that when we get the dump truck, hopefully here in a week or so, that we'll be able to make pay piles out in this area. So we don't have to keep going down into our cut and pulling it out like I am. You'll be able to use a few more pieces of machinery to make it a little bit more realistic instead of just going down and doing all your mining with the loader. Well, right now that works and it's working fine. You know, I myself would like to use my awesome excavators over there that are just kind of sitting there, not being used ever. It's getting a little hard to get back inside this this thing without hitting the walls. Get a little stuck from time to time. But yeah, really, I'm just mainly trying to see, you know, how much pay do I have to move to fill this thing, and it seems like it's a pretty good amount of yardage that you have to run. And yesterday's discussion on that video, I was a little irritated by the amount of gold. I'd have to admit, I am sorry about that. I wasn't trying to rage about it or anything, but for me, when we have massively inflated gold numbers, it takes away from the game for me. You know, it's just a, you know, I don't think that, you know, 10 hours of gameplay, you should be able to buy everything in the game, and ta-da, you're done. You don't have to buy anything else. You don't ever have to worry about money, because I don't think that's what gold mining's about. It's not, you know, obviously we're all striking it rich, hitting the mother load apparently, but I like to have a little bit of a struggle and a little bit of a grind, especially if I'm going to be playing this type of game. So I'm glad that the devs got on that immediately and fixed that. And no, I'm not really worried about the so-called, this game is only just a machinery operation game. It's not a gold mining game per se, because the gold is only how much gold is per square foot of dirt. I'm not really worried about that at the moment, because I know that the when they implement the drilling equipment, that they will be adding pay streaks and so on and so forth. So, you know, right now we are at base game, and definitely by the time this thing hits console, all those things will already be implemented in the game. So you guys will be having a much more polished game than we have right now, and a lot more equipment and so on and so forth. No, the screens don't come from the sluice. The screens are, you might be buying the wrong mats as well. I didn't even think about that. There's two different mats in the game. There's ones for the hog pan, and then there's ones for the big plant. So the ones for the big plant are over by the screens. You'll see a big chain for the trommel and some springs above it on the shelf above. Make sure you're buying the right ones for your application, because the hog pan mats do not go in this big one. They're a lot bigger of a mat in this one than the hog pan. Sorry, I had to take a screenshot there, guys. So make sure I can send this into the devs and make sure let them know it's still going on. I'm sure that they do know, but just want to keep sending those screenshots and let them know these things are still going on, and please get that at them when you can. It's not going to be a make or break for me. Some people it might be a make or break, but nah, it's not going to irritate me. Well, you'll see my nighttime operation. You can see my lights going on. I've been digging through the night lately just to stop skipping the days. I was skipping days in the beginning of the stream sessions just so, because a lot of people were like, oh, I don't like watching you dig at night, which I completely understand that. You can see a lot more visually, but now I have all my lights set up, so it's not too dark anymore, so. Picking these. So 95 is our first mat. It's we'll disperse it out evenly once the other one hits 100. Thank you very much for the subscription and the like. Appreciate it a lot. So after I get this cut taken care of to fill this plant to 100% on all of my mats, I'll be able to see roughly how many times I can fill this plant before this cut is depleted, based on the current build. Because like I said, this plant has been every day there's a change made to it since launch. The hog pan and everything like that, they seem to be pretty straightforward. It's not gonna. The only thing that really differs is the gold that's coming out of it, and that's really gonna boil down to their balancing they come with. Got a nice flat mining surface out here so I can drive a little better than the other day. Just make sure to keep that ground flat with that dozer, guys. It'll save your day when you're using this loader. A lot quicker of a run back and forth to this plant. You'll be able to push a lot more pay when that ground's flat and smooth. Nope, I haven't had any problems loading the game. I loaded right up today, had no problem. Well, the only problem that I had was actually, sorry, my loader, it was sitting right here like this when I saved the game, and then when I came in, the loader was like straddling the fence here, and the wheel was down in the thing, so the vehicle wasn't quite in the same place when I left it, and I had a little bit of a hard time getting it off of the objects there that it was sitting on. But other than that, I really had no problem from save to save. This save right here is actually my original save from launch, so I haven't done any alterations or any new saves or start overs yet. No cheats, of course, still. I've only taken out one loan, so I could finish my wash plant. All the rest of it came from digging on day one. My first gameplay was about 13 to 14 hours of play. So I didn't really have inflated gold totals to buy all this stuff. It took me, I would say in general, on average, it should take people about 20 hours, you know, to get most of these things built up. But like I said, those numbers could change depending on how much gold we're getting, or how much gold the numbers are generated at. Yeah, if you're wondering what the pausing is, when it pauses like that during my gameplay, that's me hitting quick save. So I make sure that I go through and hit quick save quite often. So if I do have any problems, you know, hopefully I don't get a corrupted game. Has not happened yet. Crossing my fingers. But it doesn't happen. But if it does, you know, hey, I'll have to start a new game and just power through it. So we're at 100 on one mat. I'm going to go ahead and leave it in and just keep piling into these other mats till they're all at 100. Because my buckets, as you can tell, they're not close to being full yet compared to the mats. I was wondering possibly, you know, since seems like a majority of the gold comes from the buckets, especially on my last cleanup, but we'll see this one. Why we don't have to change those buckets more often? Why we don't have to go down, stop, run down, you know, pop the buckets out, lower the gold amount that's in those buckets. But I can also understand maybe from their point of view where they're like, okay, you got the tier 3 wash plant, you've earned the right to not have to run back and forth and mess with buckets. So it has its, you know, it depends on where they're coming from. Either way, I'm happy with the setup for the big wash plant, other than why in the hell we're not using the other sluice rung. That doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, I can understand. A lot of people have a lot of more limited time to play. Sorry about that. Limited time to play, so you know, yeah, definitely losing your save is definitely going to piss you off. Yeah, I would say I would be pretty pissed off too if I lost this save right now, considering this is what I've been basing my stream off of and stuff. But you know, I have a lot more time to play right now, and you know, going to continue to play this game for a very long time. Because I've been waiting for this type of game to come out, and they finally built us a really good platform, base platform, I would say, that they can work off of for quite a while in this game, and quite a few different, you know, like the repair system, that's going to add a whole new element to the game, as far as cost per, you know, what we're doing, tweaking the fuel usage, and everything should be tweaked over the next few months to where they'll just be super polished. Seems like we're gonna do a couple more scoops here, and it seems like it'll be full. But you never know. Sometimes you're like, oh, I only have 1% to go, and you're sitting here for 35 minutes, right? We got the death hill to deal with every time we come down here. Got a little squirrely coming in there. It's hard to get back in this cut sometimes when it's so dark. And it's very narrow in here. And normally I wouldn't just do a straight dig back like this. It's just because, like I said, I want to see physically how much dirt I have to dig to fill these mats up. Normally I just keep taking off the front of this wall here and not have to go all the way back in there like that. Yeah, it's kind of odd. Some people having issues with the game and others are just not having issues with the game. I think that, you know, it's just the randomness of it. I've noticed a lot of people on Facebook just having complete issues with the game. Especially the, I heard that AMD users are having a really hard time with the game right now. Yeah, I'm getting a pretty good channel growth here, actually. For a channel that's only been up a few, like 5 days since the launch of this game. I mean, I've had the channel, just the account, for a long time, but throwing the first one up with when they took the NDA off, and a couple thousand views on those beta, plus all the people subbing up. It's been great. You guys, YouTube has definitely noticed the amount of hours that I have logged in minutes on the views, sitting at around I think it's like 80 to 120,000 hours or 20,000 minutes. Sorry, just these videos alone. So that's not too bad, I think, for 8 videos. But like I said, I definitely appreciate the views. When I started doing this, it was just kind of like for me and my friends, and because they were waiting to play the game till multiplayer came out, and kind of changed into something a little different. But I still haven't still messing with the audio a little bit. I'll probably be buying a better microphone and stuff, because I'm still using a headset to get this through. Trying to bump up the quality a little bit so you guys can hear me a little better and kind of balance my sound and stuff out. Excuse me. Thanks, Rock. Appreciate that. Now, let's go down and check these mats. Getting close. I'm definitely going for the 100 on each one because I want to see. I'm really interested to see. I'm not as worried as the duplex dig buckets, but I definitely want those mats to be at 100. I think it did look like it was when one would hit 100, it would disperse it evenly to the other ones that were not at 100. It kind of looked like. So, because normally the mats won't fill up that quickly. The percentage takes a little longer to fill. So, hopefully that is the case. I'm getting close. I'm like maybe 3 feet below bedrock, right? Above bedrock. So. It definitely tapers down where this platform is that I have. From there, you can see the claim boundaries right here, where it originally was. The claim gets a little deeper as it goes out, but you can definitely see that massive wall down there of about 20-30 feet roughly deep. I'm hoping by the next few days, depending on how much I get to play, to push the rest of this claim out all the way to where the extension is, out back there. I don't know what I'm doing with my bucket right now. Having a special moment. I guess I'm going potato mode. One more should do it. If we're not full. Seems like I got water and everything. Nothing's run out. Just smash into the wall. Can't really see the wall since I've been digging here. Once I got a certain depth in past this main wall. Oh, that was not what I wanted to do. Last bucket, I guess, always has to be terrible. It's quite a bit of ways in there to get these mats to 100. So just a little tip when you're loading this thing, make sure that you don't have your arm up too high, because if you're doing it really fast, you won't get all the dirt out of your bucket, and then you'll go down to grab it and you're like, oh wait, my bucket's still like a quarter full. So I tend to put it down like this angle. If you go too low, you'll hit the grizzly bars and you might get stuck in them, or it'll kind of like jitter everything and throw your loader around. Yeah, I was doing a little bit of a test as far as different microphones and stuff goes. I pretty much just jacked my quality up a little bit, running a lot higher of a bit rate. That's all I could really do today, funding wise. So over the next, I'll probably order a new microphone. There's a lot of the beginner ones. Then there's there was Audio Tech or something like that. They had one like a $200 package with a stream thing in there. So it came with everything. It came with the external voice modulator and stuff like that. So standard voice option changed quite a bit. Let me check here. Actually, I didn't even check my plan. I appreciate that, Zach. I've gotten that feedback quite a bit. I'm definitely not here to complain about the game. Like I said, I'm going to be in this game for quite a long time. I've been waiting for this type of game for ages, and why sit and bag on it? Why not sit and help the devs work on the game and give you a game that you really want versus sitting and bitching about it. Okay, so we're having an issue with the bucket. As you guys can see down there, that bucket percentage disappeared. That happened to me last time as well, once my mats hit about the same level. There's still gold in it, because I got gold last time. But I'm going to go ahead and stop at the 99 with that bucket indicator being glitched out. No point, I don't think, in throwing more dirt into it. It's not as dark. Free session where just kind of dink around with the game, play a little bit, get everybody in there chatting, what you guys feel about the game. What do you mean advertise my channel on somebody else's channel? Personally, I'd rather have the views organically, whether you guys like my content and what I'm doing. I don't feel like I need to go out and spam or anything like that. I figure if you guys are going to come in, you're going to come in on your own and watch. I know there's a lot of other streamers and stuff like that. Everyone does things a little different. Everyone's got overhead and stuff like that, They do all their little, overlays and stuff. It's just not me. I tried to do some thumbnails and stuff like that just to make it look a little bit more presentable. That's about all I've really been doing so far. So I should read through the comments real quick. Keep up on what you guys are saying. I did set everything up in here. If you guys didn't watch the other stream, just kind of got it in here, get it out of the dark. Got some buckets here, a little closer to the river. So I just have to run out back here and fill them up. I guess I probably should turn my plant off so I'm not burning fuel. Yeah, I appreciate all the feedback, guys. Like I said, this is my first time really streaming anything. I do play other games, but, you know, all feedback helps. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I don't want to hear that crap, you know? No. Alright, let's turn that off. I'll fill these buckets real quick, and then I'll go back and grab the mats and everything. So with the big plant, you only need 6, because there's only 6 mats. Yeah, I gotta get my other monitor running. You know, it's like, most of the time it's my wife, she's using my other stuff, so unplugging it every day and stuff like that's a little bit of a pain, so I'm gonna be definitely picking up another monitor. Like I said, and a microphone. There was quite a few you know, just plug and play mics that seemed like they were giving quite a few good things going on with them, and so I am using, is it OBS? That's what I'm using? Yeah. Like I haven't used Photoshop and stuff like that for over 15 years, so making the little thumbnails and everything like that's been a little bit, you know, slow. Because, you know, just trying to remember what all the buttons are and everything like that, and all the new changes that they made to Photoshop, and everything's been a little bit difficult, but slowly getting there again. Okay, got a couple extra buckets. Oh, somebody was asking me earlier about throwing buckets. Yes, you can throw them, but they don't fly as far as they did in Alpha. Okay, maybe they do. Pretty much you just kind of run and then just toss the damn things. Alright, let's go get some mats. Yeah, my truck is still all jacked up. No hood. It's all broken down. I gotta watch out for those little, and put my parking brake on. Yes, I am notorious for not using my parking brake. These little bumps. Like, see these little guys right here? I'm sure how well you guys can see those. But those little things will make you want to pull your hair out. Like straight up, man. You want to stab somebody at the end of the day if you have these all over out here. Like, if you have them out here, good luck using the loader. I mean, you will be getting stuck every minute or two. If you have them out here, like these little, see these little smooth ones? The loader doesn't have a hard time running over those. But those little jagged ones, good luck. So that's where the bulldozer comes in handy. Bulldozer makes things nice and smooth. This type of stuff is from the loader. Loader makes like really bumpy indents in the ground. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that it would be a definite improvement to have a hose attachment. Out of your mats. It's like a slow diminishing effect. Good, no water, shouldn't have anything running out. So what I was talking about earlier is getting stuck in between here, like this. And sometimes you'll actually get just, most of the time you can just slide down and run and go out. And then other times you'll get really wedged in here. And if you can't just walk out normally this way, if you seem like you're just absolutely stuck, before resetting your character, try crouching and then walking out. I've always seemed to be able to get out that way, if I just crouch and then walk out. But you will get stuck in there quite a bit by trying to jump into here. Because I just jump in, take my grates, and I set my grates on top of my duplex, so I know where they're at. I don't have to go run around searching for them. They're just sitting right here. I don't gotta jump down, then run over here, jump back on here. You know, I've been trying to make sure that I don't have to do those steps as many times. Just save a little bit more time. Your mats, just take them, chuck them on the ground. Now they are still getting stuck, but you can kind of wiggle them to the side sometimes. What's going on here? There we go. See, sometimes they're a little bit of a pain in the ass. Yeah, normally I wouldn't, do that in real life. Just throw in a gold bearing mat on the ground. But hey, we're not gonna lose percentage doing it. So it saves me time from jumping off of this thing and then running over and loading it one into the truck at a time. I'd rather just take an item, drop it on the ground and then get off of what I'm doing and then load it, and then load all of them and then take off. Same thing as like the buckets and stuff. Make sure you're doing more than one thing at a time if you're doing it. Like I said, of running back and forth 6 times, just bring your damn truck down here. And I mean, other times you'll forget to do that, and you're just playing the game, right? You're not. Sometimes you're just playing. You're not really like, oh, I gotta be efficient every second of the game. Some people are like that. I am not. I forget sometimes. Yeah, sorry about that. I was just gonna talk about the hose connectors actually. Then I saw that you were you mentioned that. Yeah, hose connectors would be great. Another thing I was talking about earlier was the possibly doing a power box where instead of using the little yellow and black cords, normal extension cords, we would use and having these, while these are nice, the little extensions, wash plant only runs off of 2 of these big blue cords. And see how I'm already full? We got the duplex in 1, and all the rest of them are work lights. Well, I would like to run more work lights, and it would be nice to take this plug, which has a bigger power cord coming out of it, and run it farther, and then have a box that would plug into, which has a whole bunch of yellow sockets on it. So then therefore I can run like a junction point out here with the big cord and then plug a whole bunch of work lights into it. And as you can tell, there's still open slots on my power. So little things like that, guys. The devs want to hear it. They want to see it. They want to see what we're doing, what we want. You know, what's realistic to add in versus just going to be a bunch of fluff. You know, power cords, cables, extensions, things like that, hose connectors. Those are all things that can be easily added into the game. Which will add a massive amount of immersion for us, which is pretty much what we're going for. We're playing a simulation game after all. And there's my broken ass wavetable that won't work. So now you only have to dip your mats once. That whole buggy situation's over with. Not once, but you know, one mat per bucket, sorry. You'll get that. That was good. I do like the crosshair change, changing the color and making it larger. It's a lot nicer. Seems like you have to find the exact perfect sweet spot to be able to use something. It's kind of over with now. Hello, Wayne. Yeah, I see. I don't know if it's just once. I haven't tested it. I guess I probably should. Which I can do right now. After I do this one. I don't know if you have to do one. I just noticed the dirt keeps getting dirtier, so I guess, you know, just keep kind of like by you know, doing it for like the beta and everything like that. I kind of just continue to do it. So it's kind of like something that I just continue to use. So we'll dip this once and see what happens. Well, it's empty. I guess we only have to dip it once. Cool. That's awesome. I like seeing those dirty buckets. I guess I don't have to bring this back. So yeah, so they said that you would have to dip it up to 3 times, but it's I don't know. Weird. Saying to take one mat and just dip them all until one fills. That's what you guys are saying. It'd be on this bucket right here with one mat. I'd go right into this one, correct? Yeah, see, that's all. It's all. This is all new stuff to me because I've normally we've just been washing, you know, washing it till it says, you know, hey, no more, blah blah blah, and then you know all the different changes are sometimes hard to keep up on. So I guess yeah, I could just go into this bucket, and technically this bucket would have more dirt in it. So yeah, we'll see. We'll take a look at that. Damn table. Okay, so this is a bucket from one mat. Just turn everything back on here. Now, I'm not sure, but I was running the mats through the sorry, having a brain fart, magnetite separator, and I wasn't getting any magnetite out of it. So I don't know why that is, or if that's the way it's supposed to be. So this will be my money bucket, considering there's more mats dumped into it, if that's what we're talking about. So make sure we're all on the same page here. I'm a little bit of a potato today, guys. I'm sorry. I really am. So maybe I should just see if that works. What do I got to lose, right? Oh, that's the other one. That's the other thing I wish too, is that these had more than one plug on them. Like I don't know why we need two of those. Why don't you give us two of these instead, and one of those? How about that, game? Come on. Let's take a look here. So the 2% was already there. Yeah, well, like other people are saying, it's been a little glitch for certain people. Some people have been dipping. I was dipping mats just yesterday, and I was continuing to get gold out of them. So maybe it could have been bugged from the save, but yeah. So not too much. Yes, there's no point running those mats through the separator because there's just no magnetite in the mats. So it seemed to be getting close to the same result, ounce-wise, as I was in my other cleanup. I do like how the wavetable works a little faster than it did before. Just before it was really slow. Alright, so this bucket should climb up there. See, not very much gold. Did not equal the total. That's why like I said, I was using the multiple buckets method because I'm just getting more gold when I do one mat per bucket. It just seemed like that was, I don't know, the way it should be done, but I'm not sure. Like I said, everyone's got a different way of doing it. But it didn't get that big of a pile of gold as I should have. That should have been closer to 3 ounces out of that bucket. Okay, we got glitched out buckets. There we go. So, yeah, I don't know about the theory of using the buckets like that, or versus the way I was doing it. It's hard to say, but then again, it could just be gold variation. They've never really stated how the gold is dispersed in the ground, whether it's just yard per hour or whatnot. But let's grab one of these duplex jig buckets, because I know they're notorious for having more gold in them. We'll just dump one in here and see where the total goes. Yeah, see, it just goes ballistic when you dump the duplex jig bucket in. I'll test one more thing here while we're at it. Okay, there's my pan. Okay, still no big boulders. I'm sure if you guys have panned the duplex jig in the past, say not today and no, a couple days ago, you're getting massive fist-sized boulders in here. That was indication how big of nuggets you were going to get. In the screenshot for my my page there, you'll see those big nuggets. We're not getting those anymore. I don't know if they're going to be rare nuggets added later with the pay streaks and the drill results. Not sure. Some good size nuggets in there. Yeah, see, the duplex jig seems to just have a majority of your gold. Gotta watch out for that speed glitch there. So you just go flying through your tent. Oh, I'm losing rocks. Stupid bucket. A lot of people are asking me, hey, why do you pan by hand? Just dump it in the thing. It's like, oh, well, you know, sometimes it's nice to see those nuggets, right? I mean, if you always use your wavetable, you never get to do this part of the game. And it's nice to kind of get in here and see some nuggets every once in a while and pick them out and see what each one's kind of weighing. And every once in a while, when you twitch your mouse just wrong, you almost shit your pants because you drop all your nuggets on the ground. And if you're having a problem picking nuggets like I was, don't hold the pan so far away from your face. Just to make sure, right? I don't know if you didn't shake it enough. Yeah, I do miss the big giant nuggets though. Yeah, I've been watching the first episode of the season here a couple times, just trying to, you know, it's about one of the only shows I really watch anymore nowadays. You know, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's scripted, it's fake." What the hell isn't scripted nowadays, guys? I mean, there, most people don't really like just watching a gold show. Period. They gotta have some type of drama or something in it to draw ratings, or else these shows won't exist. I myself, I don't really care either way if there's a little bit of drama in there. There's other shows like Yukon Gold where there's a little less drama, a little bit more mining, but even there, you have quite a bit of drama in those ones too. You know, it really depends. Looks like that's gonna be about it on that. Cleanup, not too bad considering the new patch, fixing a lot of those things. I think I mean honestly, I think I would have pulled a little bit more if I would have done a bucket in each. I mean, one mat in each, because the bucket that I did with the 3 mats in it didn't yield shit. Really, it did not. These other, on average, it was pulling more. But then I said that could just be a skewed number because today on the previous cleanup that I didn't have on there, one bucket pulled 6 ounces. The other ones only pulled 1.3, 1.5, and then the first bucket was 6 ounces. And that was just the mats counting, so that wasn't the duplex jig bucket, which we already know has more gold in them. So, yeah, it's hard to say, really. I mean, at this point in time, until they come out and tell us exactly what the structure is, but I mean, don't tell us don't tell us where the gold's at in the ground, but let us know what system you guys are actually using so we can understand it a little better and maybe give you more feedback on testing. Would be helpful. Because even myself, being a tester, I don't even know, guys. They don't really tell us. Well, that's all I really had planned for streaming today, guys. Unless there's anything else you guys would like to see, any requests, real quick. And I was just planning on finishing up this cleanup. I guess I'll go over here and show you guys how big that cut was to fill the plant. So you guys can kind of get an idea. So I pretty much started, you can see the ridge line here. It went straight across here. To here to fill that to 100% on those mats. And so I guess if I was to continue digging, I would say the width of this cut just over would probably yield the same results. I would imagine, right? that I had going on with the excavator when I first mined out. It went over a little wider. I kind of dozed a little dirt over into it, but yeah, like I said, I still have a problem using the dozer too much because it seems like you just lose way too much pay because it just disappears into nothing. Push this line as far as I can all the way to this back boundary. See how it lines up with this post right here, and then pretty much just section it out all the way over here until it's gone, and I'm down to bedrock. But it gets a little hard driving this thing back, the loader back all the way in, so I might take another cut over and then push back on this original line here all the way back. Then, you know, I can finish up clearing all this out over here, and I'll have a flat base to drive on. Because after all, it's all about how you can get the equipment in here and use it. It's really glitchy. Yeah, a lot of people are still having issues with the AMD chipset. Really bad sound glitches. I do have some sound glitches from here and there. A little choppy sound every so often. And sometimes I'll jump in my equipment. The engine will be on, but I will not hear any noise coming out of it, so I like the gold totals the way they are for the amount of time I had to play. Yeah, because yesterday it was just too much. Well, it's like, oh yeah, hey, I got 200 and something ounces, you know, 100 and like 68, 169 ounces or something like that I pulled yesterday off of one cleanup, but it wasn't. It was fluffed out hard. Like that was just too much. Too much, and it kind of took away from the game, especially for the amount of time I was running. But however, you know, like on the day of launch, a tier 3 plant, and even previous into the beta, it was taking forever to fill this plant up. I mean, you'd put in 20, 30 buckets, and it would move maybe a percentage. So it would take you 6+ hours to fill this thing up easy, like no problem. Maybe more than that. So they've definitely done quite a bit of work to it to get it where it's at, but it's not done by far. So yeah, I'm actually going to be ending the stream here, guys. I might be back on a little later to finish out, maybe start another cut, and see where we go from there. But I do have to take a break for a little bit, take the dog out for a walk, and continue going. I appreciate it, guys. The subs and the likes, I really do. You know, so with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll be back with you next time. All right, thanks, guys.